So today in my Japanese classes, we went over the use of three new particles, and that is to, ni, and de. So these are all role particles. So I'm not talking about to as in and to, but particles that tell us the role of a noun or noun phrase in a sentence. The particle no works like with in English, as in I went with him. So when we mark a noun or noun phrase with to, we are saying that we do the verb with them. So something like tomodachi to tabemasu, I eat with my friends, is fine. Or chichi to issho ni ikimasu is I go together with my dad. That adverb issho ni is often used with to in kind of a pair, although it is a little redundant. You don't have to have it there. Chichi to ikimasu, chichi to issho ni ikimasu, both end up being fine. The only real difficulty with to is not letting your English brain mess with you. In English, with can have two meanings, and one of which is method. So while you can say something like steiki o potato to tabemasu, as in I will eat the steak with the potatoes, because that means together with, you can't say something like steiki o forku to tabemasu to mean I eat the steak with a fork, unless either the fork is eating steak with you or you're also eating a fork along with your steak. Indeed, if you want to say with as in method, as in I use this to do something, you use the particle de. So the particle de can also mark location of action, but the de I taught today is the de that marks a method. So forku de tabemasu is to eat with a fork, ke de tabemasu to eat with your hands, and oftentimes in Japanese this will be used to mark transit. So rather than saying something like I drove to work or I took, using a verb took, a bus to school, you will just say basu de ikimasu, kuruma de daigaku ni ikimasu, things like that, just marking method, destination, and go. And then finally that destination ni, well, we'd already learned ni ikimasu, ni kimasu, ni kaerimasu in class, but we're expanding that today to talk about destination of action more broadly, that is what something is aimed at. So when you say toshokan ni ikimasu, you're aiming go at the library. That's why we use ni. But you can also use this ni to aim other verbs. For instance, chichi ni tegami o kakimasu is to write a letter to my father. So you're aiming right at your dad. Verbs like iremasu to put inside. So if you say hako ni iremasu, it's to put it inside the box. The thing you put inside the box is the direct object, so you mark it with o. Omocha o hako ni iremasu. Put the toy in the box. The only thing really to worry about with this ni is that sometimes Japanese and English are different, no surprise there, and things that would be a direct object in English actually use ni instead in Japanese. So for instance, two key examples you learn early on in Japanese are the verbs aimasu to meet and norimasu to get on or ride. In English, we use these with direct objects. I meet my friend, I ride the train. In Japanese, you don't. You instead use them with ni. So if you meet your friend, it's tomodachi ni aimasu. So I aim the act of meeting at my friend rather than literally meeting my friend. Likewise, if you ride a train, it's densha ni norimasu. So you aim the act of riding or getting on at the train rather than saying literally ride a train. You're not using o in these kind of sentences.
Just something quick to add on. I should note that some verbs just don't work with this ni. Like, you can definitely teach someone something with like ni oshiemasu, or give something to someone with ni watashimasu or agemasu, but you can't like eat something at someone. So don't let your English brain be like, oh, it's at, so I can eat at a cafe, kisaten ni tabemasu. No, it should be kisaten de, it's the location of action. There's no way to use direction of action with verbs like eat or drink or do. Like, you can't be like, I do soccer at you. It doesn't make any sense. So don't get it mixed up. Don't translate particles in your head as a single English word. It's never going to work like that.
And that's it. That's the video. I don't have an outro. See you next time.